Hey guys, I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk some mountain weather here, and the river continues out west. I want to show you the sunrise view from Palisades, Tahoe at 8,200 feet. This was they're in between storm systems, but some of the totals from the first storm to come through, 13 to 22 inches. That was mainly at the higher elevations. There was that rain-snow problem as expected at lower elevations, including parts of the Tahoe area. I think the snow levels will come back down to more reasonable levels with these latter storm systems, these waves that are riding the river in. But that was a beautiful view this morning. I want to show you what it looks like right now on infrared satellite. Lime green is your atmospheric river track, and it just continues to transport in like a conveyor belt of moisture. All this moisture straight off the Pacific. There's the big initial low heading through the Intermountain West, and then there's another low behind it, and there are additional waves of moisture just riding the jet, just waiting to be steered in and slammed up against the features of the West. And you can see it here. So the IVT plume forecast, we've got moderate to potentially strong, low-level strong river coming in 12, 30, 31, and 1, and then another wave coming in 3, 4, 5, and 6, which would be much weaker, but still lay down some heavy moisture, and then all of this would move into the interior parts of the West. So, I mean, we're looking at potentially still some very big totals. And here are my bullet points with this. So the river continues through the 6th. I showed you the IVT forecast with some of the big totals. I mean, when you look at grand totals through the 6th of 5, 6 feet in some places, or more, it's possible. And 4 additional waves of moisture to ride in on the jet. We still got a lot of snow that has yet to fall across the West. All right, let me show you what I wrote about this morning. So the atmospheric river, it goes through 1/6. This is my blog, christomer.com. Take a look at that. I had the setup. I went into the forecast jet pattern, which I'll show you here. And this is actually the 5th of January, and it's still intact. You see the break in the jet near California. That's a storm system moving in 4, 5, and 6 with heavy snow for the interior. And then the jet's still conducive. You can see it reaching west, even at that later time frame. So this is going to go through the 6th. This Pineapple Express is pretty solid. All right, back to the blog. I want to show you some timing here on the precip. So this is the forecast rain snow. Here is Thursday at 6. Here is Friday at 6. New storm hitting the west coast, moves into the interior. Another storm on Saturday at 6 a.m. moves in to the interior. Here's Sunday at 6. Here's Monday at 6. Here comes the next storm, late Monday hitting the west coast, and then that would move into the interior. So you get the idea. It's just one wave of moisture after another, spreading heavy snow from California, the Pacific Northwest, into the interior. All right, let's go into some of the forecast totals, and we'll do this in phases. So here's phase 1 across the west, 1228 through 1230. With the next storm coming in, you've got another foot in the Tahoe area down to Mammoth, maybe 2 feet up in Shasta because you're catching some of the precip from the next storm. Potentially another foot coming through the Wasatch in Colorado, 6 to 12 on its way, maybe a little bit more in a couple of areas, favoring the western slope. Overall, the western slope of Colorado and the southwest mountains are where the biggest totals are going to be. Potentially another 8-9 inches in the Tetons, and obviously 1 to 2 feet up there in the Pacific Northwest. That runs through the 30th. Phase 2 is the 31st through the 6th. So this captures the remaining moisture to come in. On top of what I showed you, maybe another 40 to 80 in California from Shasta to Heavenly down to Mammoth. Maybe another 60 in the Wasatch. It's just incredible to say. Another 2 feet in the Tetons, and in Colorado, another 1 to 2 feet or more, especially across the western and southwest parts of the state where you could have that 2 to 3 foot bullseye. From Wolf Creek up to Crested Butte, Aspen, Snowmass, Silverton, Red Mountain, Telluride, Purgatory. Those areas are just going to get crushed with snow. And actually, it looks pretty good in parts of Idaho and the Pacific Northwest. So a lot of snow yet to go. In the Northeast, what I see really favors northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and northern Maine. You'll probably have a clipper, and then there's a storm on or about the 1st with kind of rain snow. Well, they'll probably have some wraparound snow for the northern parts of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. So you may get more accumulation there. And there might be another storm on or around the 3rd which would probably have a mix of precipitation as well, but you get the idea. I mean, the big pattern is it's out here. I mean, look at those numbers. That's the 31st through the 6th. And you add that to the period before it, the 28th through the 30th, and I mean, we're looking at these grand totals of like 4, 5, 6 feet or more in some of these places. And I outline that in my blog. You'll definitely want to take a look at this. I went through some of my forecast grand totals. I mean, 95 inches at Mammoth, Alta 70 plus, Wolf Creek 50 plus, Steamboat 33 feet, Jackson Hole about 3 feet, Wolf Creek. I mean, look at some of these numbers. And then I went into a snow timeline for the Wasatch. So take a look at that, how much I think will fall each of the days. This is a powerful tool to forecast the biggest powder days and when you want to be in place for this in the Wasatch. So take a look, and also please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Put your email in and hit subscribe. It's really that simple, and you'll get a confirmation and an update every time I do one of these blog updates. So always appreciate you guys tuning in here. Take care. Have a great day.